Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, man, what's up? You should come hang out for a bit.
I can't, man. I got a bunch of studio work I gotta do.
What do you mean studio work?
Yeah, it's for my major, landscape architecture.
But, like, what do you even do there?
Why don't you come by? I'll give you a little tour.
Alright, sounds good.
All right, man. I'll see you soon. So, man, that's studio. Any questions?
But, like, what is landscape architecture?
Let me show you. Landscape architecture has been around for centuries, dating back to the earliest organized civilizations. From the elegant Zen gardens of the ancient Japanese to the axis-based designs of power created by the Romans, landscape architecture has always been a staple of intelligent society. It just hasn't always been called landscape architecture. So where did it get its name? The term landscape architecture was actually coined by Gilbert Liang Meeson in his book on the landscape architecture of the great painters of Italy in 1828. Despite a poor reaction from the general public, the book inspired horticulturist John Claudius Loudon to adopt the term. This being due to him believing that it justly described the relationship between nature and design. Eventually, one of Loudon's American admirers, Andrew Jackson Downing, started using the term. He then passed it on to his colleague, Frederick Law Olmsted. You might have heard of this guy already. He did design Central Park and a lot of other places, after all. He was the first one to formally refer to himself as a landscape architect. Along with his partner, architect Calvert Vaux, Olmsted and his designs became very famous. Consequently, the term landscape architecture did too. So what makes landscape architecture so special? Landscape architecture, otherwise known as LARCH, combines art, nature, and design to create spaces for people to live in, recreate in, and just enjoy in general. Being a design field, it involves a lot of iterative thinking and unbiased critiquing of projects in order to come up with the best possible project for the specific client. Every job is different, and the landscape architect has to be able to adapt to any situation. A landscape architect must not only be smart, but sociable as well. Projects are almost always worked on as groups, and of course there is the aspect of client interaction. Whether or not the client is easy to work with, the landscape architect must work with them to get the job done, whether it is a small simple backyard or a sprawling urban plaza. As for education, anyone who wants to become a landscape architect must be accepted into and complete a rigorous bachelor's degree program to obtain their degree and eventual license. As a student, they will have to balance work from their major classes as well as general education. Many long nights will be spent working in the studio on projects for deadlines. Lots of thought and effort goes into every single design, and this shows in the amount of time put in by the student. They will learn about biology, horticulture, soil ecology, design theory, and much more. In addition to all of this, they will also learn how to use software that they will need to be a landscape architect in the future. Things like the Adobe programs and rendering software such as AutoCAD and Rhino. With all this knowledge gained from hard work and dedication, young students become clever professionals in the field of landscape architecture, ready to go out into the world and change other people's lives with their creativity and love for nature. Landscape architecture is a beautiful mix of art, nature, and design that will continue to shape the future for centuries to come. Yeah, that's pretty much Frank? Frank?